What if the reason that you feel behind right now is because actually you're standing at the exact moment when your life really begins? So, what if everything that you've been through, the burnout, the exhaustion, the divorce, the single parenting, that's not starting over? That is proof that you have not failed. It's proof that you were being prepared, right? Have you ever thought about it like that? If you're over 50 and you're quietly thinking, did I miss my chance? Or is this really all there is left, right? The kids are grown, what's left? I want you to stay with me because today I want to show you something that nobody ever told us, at least where I grew up, that being a late bloomer is not a weakness, it's a superpower, my friend. So when I hit 50, I didn't feel inspired. I sure as heck wasn't excited, and I definitely wasn't hopeful. I looked at my life and all I could see was wreckage, right? A messy, messy divorce that left me deeply in debt. Slowly unraveling of a marriage that I hid years of emotional abuse, years. My parents didn't even know that we were separated until we had been separated for 6 months because I was too ashamed. And when you're in that cycle of abuse, you don't let anybody in, right? So if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. You know, my nursing career had taken everything from me. I had stayed in a couple of jobs a lot longer than I should have because I needed the money and I needed the schedule as a single parent. But it took everything out of me. My energy, my health, my sense of self, right? And even my sense of purpose, realistically. But I was so exhausted, and it wasn't in a way that sleep could fix. I thought life was really over. I thought that's all there was. I truly believed that the best parts were behind me and that I had missed the window where things were supposed to work out, that all I had left was survival. So before we go any further, I want to say very gently to you, I want to briefly mention things like abuse and recovery. Nothing graphic, nothing detailed, but always from a place of healing. So if you need to pause or come back later, please honor yourself. This space is about hope, not harm. And if you're here and if you're listening to this, it tells me something about you already. It tells me that you're searching and you're questioning and you're not willing to accept that this is how your story is going to end. And that, my friend, is where the reinvention really begins. So let's talk about the invisible pressures that we don't acknowledge enough. Society hands us a timeline the moment that we start growing up, you know, from young kids on up into adulthood. You know, you got to graduate by a certain age, you get married by a certain age, you have the kids, you build a career, you do all the things, right? Stability by 40, security by 50, retirement all neatly wrapped up and tied with a bow by 65. I followed the plan. I went straight into nursing. I was passionate about it, idealistic, ready to help. I became a travel nurse, and that's how I ended up from Canada in Texas. And I loved the adventure. I knew there was a great big world out there, and I always knew I could go back home if I needed to. But I wanted that experience, right? Got married at 22. By 29, I had 3 kids in 4 years. Not my best decision, but hey, it all worked out, right? On paper, I was doing everything right. But here's the truth that nobody really prepares you for. Being on schedule doesn't mean being safe. It doesn't mean that you're fulfilled. And it definitely doesn't mean that you're being protected. My marriage slowly collapsed. I was divorced by 36. And suddenly, I'm a single mom of 3 kids drowning financially and very much emotionally and spiritually. So what I did was what so many other women do. I worked harder. I hustled. I picked up more shifts. I pushed through the exhaustion because for the first 5 years, I got no child support. And then when I finally started getting some, it barely covered the groceries because those boys could eat. I ignored my body. You know, I developed some back issues. I gained a lot of weight. I didn't listen to my intuition when I know things were bad because I had to work. And so for years, nursing became my lifeline, but it also became my cage. And I just kept telling myself, just get through this season, right? Then the seasons keep coming, and I kept disappearing, one after the other. And then you look around and you think, everybody else figured this out but me. So I need you to know something. That feeling of being behind, it's not evidence of failure. It's evidence that your old life no longer fits. And if that sentence hits you, then just let it land there for a moment. So my turning point wasn't really dramatic, no big lightning bolt, no sudden clarity. It was a whisper, that whisper on your shoulder, in your ear. It was a quiet, desperate truth that I could no longer ignore. I can't do this anymore. I can't do the nursing, the direct care. I can't keep pretending. I can't keep pushing, and I can't keep surviving. Burnout had reached my bones, and for the first time in my life, I didn't try to muscle through it. I asked for help, and that single decision changed everything. I went into a 12-step recovery program, not because I was weak, but because I was finally honest. I had been married to an alcoholic. I had a child who had some issues, and that's what sent me in. I went into therapy. I did some trauma therapy, months of unlearning beliefs that I didn't even realize I was carrying. It was brutal. Some days the growth felt worse than staying stuck. Let me tell you, I wanted to quit a lot. But then slowly, quietly, things started shifting. For the first time, I wasn't just surviving. I was healing. And here's what surprised me the most. The woman who walked through that fire was not the same woman that entered it. The rule follower was gone. The people pleaser was softened. And the version of me desperate to catch up disappeared. And what remained was clarity. Clarity can be dangerous, but only in the best way. And this is the point when everything changed for me. So once the fog lifted, I started seeing my past as a liability. I didn't see it as a liability. I saw it as training. And I want you to listen very carefully because you may recognize yourself here. So resilience, you can't necessarily teach it, right? When you've lived through a divorce, an emotional abuse, physical abuse, financial strain and burnout, you don't panic the same way anymore because let me tell you, you've been through the worst. You know how to get pushed down and get back up again. Late bloomers, we're not fearless. We're just less afraid of failure because we have survived much, much worse. And that kind of resilience creates freedom, true freedom. The freedom to try again, the freedom to pivot, the freedom to build something new without the paralyzing fear of, oh, what if it doesn't work? And if you've ever thought, I don't know if I have it in me to start over, you do, because you've been training for this your whole life. And the crystal clear clarity, let me tell you, when you spend decades doing what you should do, you eventually become very clear about what you won't do again. Like, I won't work for somebody else again. I won't punch a time clock. I won't go back to direct patient care. I'm very clear about what I won't do. Because burnout is really painful, but it is also a clarifier. It can burn away the tolerance for nonsense. And the late bloomers, we don't chase after shiny things, the next new thing. We don't have to waste time proving ourselves. We want alignment, meaning, and peace. That clarity becomes a compass. So if you're wondering what your next chapter could look like, sometimes the answer isn't what do I want? It's what am I no longer willing to tolerate? And that's where you start. And the freedom from everybody else's expectations of you. This one is very quietly powerful. Because at some point, usually after enough disappointment, you stop living for the applause. You stop chasing the approval. And you stop explaining your choices. You simply realize that this is my timeline, my life, and my reinvention. Late bloomers don't make bold decisions because we're no longer performing. And that freedom, it's intoxicating. So when you look at your beginner's mind and then your lived wisdom, starting something new at 50 is not a disadvantage. It's an advantage because you're bringing experience, discernment, emotional intelligence that you didn't have when you were in your 20s and even your 30s. And then you put it with curiosity. You pair it with curiosity because we learn differently now. You're more intelligent, more intentional, more strategic, and everything that you have lived becomes usable. Nothing is wasted. Nothing. So let me pause here and ask you a simple question. Have you ever felt like you're a late bloomer? And if you're honest, what strength did life force you to develop? Tell me in the comments. Not for our algorithms, but for connection. Because when women share their stories, we stop feeling broken and we start feeling powerful. So reinvention isn't dramatic, it's very practical. Here's what helped me rebuild and what I see working over and over again. Mental health is my foundation, right? Healing is not optional. Therapy, support groups, 12-step programs, honest conversation, surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, not tear you down. You cannot build a new future on unprocessed pain. You have to stabilize your mind and your body and the money. You need sleep. You need movement. You need simple financial systems that keep you in check. Not perfection, but stability. You deserve to feel safe in your own body and your own bank account. And then your identity comes before your opportunity. Who are you beyond the roles? You do journaling, maybe take some classes, explore. Curiosity is how the identity rebuilds. For me, it was volunteering for a couple of causes that are really important to me. Not only have I made connections and friends, but I have found purpose. Because giving back is important too. Not just busy work, but it's important to give back. And your community is non-negotiable, my friend. You don't do this alone. You want to find women who are reinventing themselves too, because isolation can keep you stuck. Community will keep you moving. So that flight, this is where it all comes together. You're not late. You're not behind. You are right on time for the truest version of yourself. The soil is finally rich enough now, and your experiences are not scars to keep hidden. They're wisdom that you have earned, like a badge. The world doesn't need the younger version of you. It needs this one, the tested one, the grounded one, the woman who knows what really matters. So late bloomers don't rush. We rise with intention. And if you're standing here wondering whether it's too late, let me be clear. This may be the exact moment your life finally begins. So if this resonated, please like and subscribe, not because of numbers, but because this conversation matters. I've shared resources that support my reinvention in the description. You're not broken. You are becoming. And your next chapter is just getting started.